NBA is back. It kicks off tonight. Let's analyze. Folks, after all the moves where you had teams like the Bucks get Dame Lillard, Phoenix got Bradley Beal, the Celtics got Kristaps Porzingis and Drew Holiday. We're still waiting on where James Harden is going to play. There are a lot of storylines. And going into this season. And we're going to preview. We'll talk about, we'll talk about it. But to me, going into this season, we finally get to see what all the hype was about. And I'm talking about one Victor Wembanyama. Wemby. Folks, 7'4". We heard the stories. 7'4", moves like Kevin Durant, can shoot the rock. Now, when I saw Wembanyama, when I saw him in the summer league, I'm like, all right, okay. But it was summer league. If anybody who knows me, you guys know that I give a player at least 3 years. All right? At least 3 years. Now, this guy, Wemby, he has a lot of hype around him, and rightly so. In the summer league, he was, he just got here. But in the preseason, he started showing you things. Blocking 3-point shots. I mean, the guy is agile. He can move. And I'm like, wow, he's pretty good. He's pretty good. Again, this is preseason, though. So going into this season, his first NBA season, there's a lot of hype surrounding him. Rightly so. And look, as we start another year, LeBron, 21 years in, he's going to be 39 in December. Steph Curry, another superstar in this league, 35. Kevin Durant, 35. Folks, the NBA needs Victor Wembanyama to be him. They need the hype to be legit. Because you know what? As we're going into this year, I've been saying this for a little bit, don't take it for granted. 3 to 5 years down the road, LeBron is not going to be here. I don't think he's going to be playing anymore. Steph Curry, he's going to be 36 in the spring. How much longer does he have? Kevin Durant, how much longer does he have? CP3 is going to be gone. All these guys who have been quote unquote the face of the league, they're on their way out. They are on their way out. So, I've been hearing the quotes. Greg Popovich, he's been rejuvenated. That was Steve Kerr. But a quote of the day from Paul Pierce and KG's podcast or show. Paul Pierce said that Victor is already a top 5 player. He said he's a top 5 skilled player in the league already. I think, look, this is a game. This is the NBA is the international players have taken over. Higher basketball IQ, in my opinion. They just play. They just play smarter right now. And the late Kobe Bryant said that these guys, when you go abroad, they learn the ins and outs of the game, and they learn how to play the game properly. Victor can finish left, finish right. He plays defense. I'm excited to see what he brings to the table. And, I'm going to pump the brakes, though, on, what Paul Pierce says. I mean, he's very skilled. But again, this is not Summer League. This is not preseason. Excuse me. Still dealing with that COVID, man. But I will tell you this: this is not Summer League. This is not preseason. Like Mr. Miyagi said in Karate Kid 2, Daniel-san, this is not tournament. This is for real. Let's see what he brings to the table when it counts, as he plays tomorrow against the Mavs. Now, going into the season, the super team is back. The super teams are back. Voltron the Cars. You've got Phoenix, Kevin Durant, Bradley Beal, Devin Booker. You've got the Bucks. Obviously, I mentioned with Giannis, Chris Middleton, and Dame Time. But, and obviously, Kristaps Porzingis, Jason Tatum, and Jalen No Left Hand Brown. We saw that, Jalen Brown. We saw that. No left hand. But, folks, going into this year, are the West, is the Western Conference and Eastern Conference already decided? Who's going to challenge Phoenix in the West, going in? Or is the East pretty much done? Pencil them in. Write them in. Celtics and Bucks. Here's the deal. I get it. These teams are talented. For the West, all right, you want to say Phoenix, pencil them in? They've looked like a juggernaut of a team in the preseason again, but you saw what happened to them in the playoffs. They didn't have Bradley Beal, but that wasn't a problem for Denver. They handled their business. It's going to be very interesting to see what happens there. Now, everybody wants to pencil Phoenix, but I will tell you this. Let's not count out a team like the Lakers. I know LeBron's going to be 39 in December. He's got some young talent around him. And it's going to be interesting to see how those guys play around him. Now, a team that I think nobody's considering and has kind of forgot are the load management Clippers. Yeah. I think if they're healthy, and especially they've got now, you've got a full year with Russell Westbrook. I think that's a team that nobody's really talking about because, yes, they're always hurt, load management, yada, yada. I get it. But don't sleep on the Clippers. I think if they're healthy, they've got something for Phoenix, and that should be a fun matchup. Now, let's not sleep on Denver either. They're the returning defending champions. Let's see if they've got anything for these super teams. They are right now Voltron. These other teams are Voltron the Cars. I get it. They're loaded. But don't sleep on the Joker and Murray. Don't sleep on those guys. Now in the East, is it a given? Is it a given that it's going to be the Celtics and the Bucks? I think both teams lost a lot of heart, a lot of grit. The Celtics lost the Williams guys, and Robert Williams and Grant Williams, and obviously, you lost Marcus Smart, but you gained that grit and high basketball IQ and scoring and an all-star in Holiday. But I mean, is that going to be enough? I'll tell you what, they are going to miss Robert Williams. Yes, he was hurt, oftentimes, but his defense, KP, say what you will, he can hit the three, he can score. They added scoring. It's going to be tough to stop that Celtics team, but KP can't defend the paint. You're putting a lot on KP, so it's going to be very interesting. Right now you've got to give the nod to the Celtics, to the Bucks, and everything, but don't sleep. Don't sleep. I want to see what happens also in Philly. I want to see what happens with Philly. I do believe that James Harden will be moved. Where and when? Who knows? Who knows? And also, I'm gonna do a video on this next team, but don't sleep on the New York Knicks, ranked 7th overall going into the season. Remember, they were the top 3 team after the trade deadline. Do not sleep on the New York Knicks. So it's going to be very interesting going into this season, folks. But the Victor era has begun. I think he's going to be the rookie of the year, by the way, barring injury. And MVP, I think a guy you still have to always consider is going to be the Joker. Mr. I don't even, he'd rather be, this is just a job for him, but he plays this game at a very high level. Now, as we close with our By the Way segment, folks, Dusty Baker, it's being reported that he's likely going to walk away from his managerial job with the Astros. Thank you for tuning in, folks. I'm on. Please like, subscribe, share, and you see that notification bell to the right. Please click on that. That will let you know the next time I drop another video. Have a great rest of your day. And as always, a tout à l'heure.